All right, guys, in this episode, we're going to dive into our experience at the Jackson Hole Hill Climbs. Then we're going to dive into tariffs that are taking over the power sport industry. And lastly, we will be taking your questions that you've submitted on Instagram. Let's jump right into it.
Look, I don't want to talk. How you try and press the kid and read it, you was soft.
All right, guys, welcome back to yet another episode of the Let's Assess podcast. Today, it's me and Aj standing down in the studio, holding it true, while the other two are, Marcus and Brad are not with us at this moment. Marcus went home, and Brad, I'm sure, will be on during the summer here and there, but it's just me and AJ today. So before we jump into it, please like, subscribe. Links are in the bio to support us for Blackbird merch and Powderbound Adventures. We also are putting this podcast up on Spotify, up on Apple Music, so you'll be able to listen to it there too. So, all right. What did you think of the hill climbs?
Well, I guess right before we get into the hill climbs, you kind of mentioned Powderbound there. We are shut down for this winter. Marcus went home, and we had a great winter. We're looking forward to next winter. We don't have things up and ready for next winter yet, but we do have some exciting stuff coming for next winter. So definitely be sure and follow along. We're going to try to have a different set of options for you guys for next year. So just kind of follow along with Powderbound on social media, and we'll get a lot of that stuff released here over the next couple months. Okay, now into Jackson. I don't know. It's such a cool event because there's nothing else like it in my opinion, right? Yeah. It kind of sucked the day we went. We went Saturday, and it was real. The weather was brutal up there. Like, it was windy and snowing hard, and then it'd be nice for a second, then snow hard again. But like, as a whole, as a snowmobile event, like, I truly really enjoy that event. Like, I'd like to go like every year just for one day, kind of like what we did, go ride and then go spend a day there, just because just seeing how gnarly it is and seeing those guys in action, like, it's just cool to see, I think. Yeah.
Like, so if you didn't listen to the last podcast we put out, we shot that podcast in Alpine, Wyoming, and then talked about the riding in that podcast. And then me and AJ got extremely sick. And so
it's 2 weeks later now, and we're finally kind of back on our feet.
Somewhat back on our feet. And then so we want to talk about the actual hill climb event. Dude, in my opinion, it's like, I've seen every year, I see so many videos of that event.
Yeah.
And obviously most of it is like the hill climb, and like at the top of the hill climb where people can go and stand on the side of the course. So you can watch from the bottom, or you can go up in the gondola and it'll take you to the top. And then you can, if you want to, walk down, which is sketch, dude. I'm not going to lie. It's sketch. I had 2 cameras on me. I'm like wobbling down. People are just absolutely hammered, which I'm not against. But it's like, dude, I look over, this dude is just tumbling down the hill.
Yard sale.
Just yard sale, dude. And Skeet Dog was with us, and they scooted down. So like, or I'm getting ahead of myself. So you stand on the side of the course up by like the real gnarly part. The whole course is gnarly. Yeah. Like, even the flatter stuff, it's like when you're taking the gondola up and you can look down and see the ruts and the rocks and how fast they're going. Yeah, it's like, dang,
and
dude.
Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we got up there and I didn't know what to expect. And dude, I mean, just hammered people. Just
the spectators is almost better than the race.
Yeah. Dude, this is kind of screwed up. But I would say it anyway. It's like when we pulled out of Afghanistan, I think it was, and all those people are trying to grab on that plane, but they're all just falling off.
Yeah.
That was like the people like at the top of that hill. Like, they drink and drink, take one wrong step and just tumble, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. But
well, and the only bathrooms at the top of the hill, so you see people, and the beers at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
So you see people making trips up and down that thing, and it's like one step up to a backflip tumble down, and then the defeat on their face is just like, God, it took me half an hour to get there.
Yeah, dude, there was one guy that rolled down on his back.
That was a bad one.
And then he's folded up with his legs over his head, and they just somehow didn't spill his beer. I don't know how. And then just starts chugging it, and everyone's like, yeah,
cheering him on.
Yeah.
The
The only thing that I didn't like about being up there was, I mean, obviously standing there trying to film was a little tough. If I went back in time, it was my first time there, I would have got a media pass.
Yeah. Just get out on the course.
Yeah, and especially because it was, of course, dude, when we're up there, it is blowing and snowing like crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get footage, and it's not ideal, but dude, it was so entertaining to just watch people fall down that hill.
Yeah, it was good.
Gosh, dude.
I think next year we need to get a media pass, get out there on the course with the cameras, shoot some stuff. And then, I don't know, I guess maybe take your good backpack so we could slide down with the backpack. But
I was going to get to that part too.
We have to get you sliding down the hill because it's just
dude,
such an
it sketches
experience.
me out with cameras though.
I know. Maybe I'll just
and I
have to take
already
the
had a
cameras down.
completely messed up camera.
Yeah. Well, we could have messed that one up more.
Yeah, dude, it's like, I don't know if I said this in the last podcast. Get up there, it's like the one trip a year, right? And we were talking about doing a trip, but with their business and me working and everything, we didn't make one until then. And epic mountains, so much
cool.
fun. And, I take 2 cameras and then AJ takes his. And my main camera is just completely wonked out the whole time.
Yeah.
Not
I'm
good
like, pictures, not good video.
Dude, but we got enough. And for those of you that are waiting on the YouTube video, we talked about putting it out in the next couple, week, whatever from the last podcast. I think we'll probably put it out next fall when people are, wanting to watch snowmobile content. But yeah, that was overall. I'll say this, even going up that gondola, I'm like, dude, that's steep.
Yeah.
But it's not near as steep when you're up there or on camera than when you were standing on the side of that hill and you can barely stand. It's so steep.
You have to make a a platform to stand on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
And that just goes back to that point of like the cameras just do not do anything justice with snowmobiling.
No. Because you can't even if you see the trees like growing with the vert of that slope, it still doesn't do it. Like you can't even your eye can't pick up like how steep that is.
Yeah.
So me, Thomas, and
I keep forgetting
Marcus slid down the hill. You rode the gondola down because you had the cameras. And I wish so badly you could have been there. I wish so badly. I don't know why. I had my phone with me and I should have videoed it. Because the plan was, make the YouTube video and everything. So I should have been videoing this. I'm really mad at myself for not, especially because what I would have captured would have been incredible. Next year when we go to slide down, definitely need a GoPro rolling the whole time just in case. Because this was Thomas's first experience there. Me and Marcus have been there before. And we're like, yeah, we're sliding down. So we go and Marcus takes off. He's cruising down. And if anybody's been there, you can't walk down it. You are at the mercy of the hill. If there's a bump, you're flying, you are going. And so Marcus takes off, then Thomas takes off, and then I go. And I'm kind of catching Thomas. So I'm trying to slow down. Well, then we hit a catwalk and it kind of upset Marcus a little bit, but he kept her going. He jarred his back pretty good, it looked like. Well, Thomas was not ready for it. He post holes with his feet. And all of a sudden, he's just airborne, head downhill because he caught traction with his boots. And when he landed on a snowmobile route because we went down the actual course and because they were done for the day. And he landed with his back on this snowmobile route where they had spun out hard once or a couple times. And I don't know how he woke up the next morning and was not in pain because, dude, watching him fold over that thing, it looked miserable and icy as heck.
Yeah.
And then he's head downhill. It's not like you can just stop. He's out of control, head downhill, just looking at me and I'm looking at him. He's just, Finally, he's able to get her spun around. And, to his butt and back going down, right? And then
and then I met you guys at the bottom, and I'm like, how was it? You're like, oh, you wouldn't believe what happened. I'm like, dang.
it was so gnarly.
That's funny.
Oh, it was so worth it. So good. I mean, and then towards the bottom, because you're out of like the trenches and like the butt chutes and you're on like with the groomer. I don't know how fast you're going, but I would say like 40, 45 mile an hour probably
Just zipping.
on your butt. Like, and you just feel every little ice just.
It's not exactly smooth powder.
No, it's brutal.
Yeah.
So it was cool though. Like that like almost makes it worth it alone right there coming down the hill, I think. Like that. So
yeah, it was cool to see. There was some interesting stuff there. And then we went to the $1 Million Cowboy. That's a cool bar. Yeah. That's one of my favorite bars I've been in. Yeah. It looks so cool and big crowd for snowmobiles. Yeah, a lot of snowmobile people in there. Kind of touching on that, like it was really cool just walking around, seeing some people familiar from like Heydays and stuff like that we ran into at Heydays. So shout out Tyler at Sleds. Like it's always good to connect with those guys. So Kyle, yeah. And yeah, so it was cool just, kind of dipping into that snowmobile base, because everybody's there. I think if you could pick one, Heydays or Jackson, which one are you taking? Man, I think you got to experience both, but Heydays, like, I think I had a better time at Heydays. It's so mind blowing. Just so the event. Big. But like the thing is riding Alpine. Well, okay. If I add in the riding Alpine, going into the hill climb and that, I would take that all day long just because like the riding was incredible. One day at the event is plenty for me. I don't need more than that. Yeah. Like that's more than enough. Go experience it and see the people, see the vendors, stuff like that, and move on. But like to spend the whole time at the hill climb, I'd be out on that. But to go ride a couple days and go to the hill climb, that'd be my overall over 8 days. Yeah. Okay, let's touch on tariffs real quick. Okay, for all of you out there, we are not Trump's economic advisors. Okay, we're not experts. We're just giving general thoughts on what we think is going to happen, and what maybe's not. I mean, maybe it won't happen. There's a lot of rumors going around that he's going to cut these pretty quick, where it's not really going to affect much. I saw that there's already $6 trillion. This was before he made the last address. $6 trillion of national investment by companies for manufacturing. Wow, that's awesome. And that was before they even started. Yeah. Huh. So, what do you think's gonna happen? I mean, it's all way over my head, I'll be honest. But as far as like the power sports industry, because that's kind of where we're at in our topic. I'm not too worried for this year. I think, we're going to feel somewhat of an effect, but I think this is going to be a learning year, right? Like, what is this going to take? How's it going to work? The industry as a whole, well, the whole economy as a whole really is hurting right now. So I think we're going to see the manufacturers kind of maybe take it in the shorts this year a little bit more than potentially in more years to come. So I have a feeling this year we're going to see prices stay pretty stable to what they are currently. And then I think we're going to slowly start seeing those creep up from there. It's my opinion, I think. Like, I don't think we're going to get that like immediate shock of like a 25% tariff, thrown at BRP or anything like that. There's no way that I don't think the industry can take that right now. Dude, what's interesting to me is like, I know in the car world, there's some manufacturers that you can't order anything now. Really? They're not taking orders until they know what's going on. Interesting. The thing that kind of is interesting to see what's going to happen with is in the snowmobile world, SnowCheck is huge. Yeah, right? So many people have already put their money down. They agreed on a price already. Right. If you did a trade-in, you might already be like, deal's done. Right. So then let's say in June or July or August or any time between now and when that sled shows up into, America or whatever, let's say BRP, for example, that sled might get hit with a huge tariff. Yeah. But I don't think that they're going to be able to pass that on to the consumer because of what you just said, this deal, like they ordered it at this price.
Yep.
So, and I don't know where the contract lies when you do snow check and stuff like that, but it's going to piss people off if they do it. But at the same time, the manufacturer's not going to be able to afford to pay the government.
A $5,000 hit pretty much on every unit.
Yeah.
No, and it's going to be interesting because that's a big deal. That's a real big deal. And I understand the fear of these manufacturers, like maybe wanting to kind of pump the brakes. I'm shocked we didn't see that with Snow Check. I'm shocked we didn't see BRP go, whoa.
I think it was just too soon.
It was right at that point.
And yeah, I feel like if Snow Check was like this month or next month, something could have been done. But dude, at the end of the day, it's like Snow Check's a big deal for these companies because it really is like, okay, what do we need to build?
Correct. Yeah, they need to know the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to have somewhat of an idea of what they need to manufacture because not only does it give them a baseline of what the interest of the people is, but it gives them some sort of number of like, okay, if this is going to be way off, but like, 100 Snow Checks, then okay, we need to produce this many in-season models or whatever,
right.
Like they base everything off those numbers. So I agree. They need that, but with the uncertainty of things right now, it's kind of worrisome as a buyer. I'm sure it's worrisome as a manufacturer.
Yeah.
I'm sure
as a dealer,
I'd be
But
worried.
dude, that's what's interesting to me is like, obviously this isn't really snowmobile related, but car related. It's like, I just don't understand. Like, okay, let's just take you for example, right?
Yeah.
Your truck has 120,000 miles on it, let's say, and you're like, I need a truck.
Yep.
Right? You see the one you want. It's got good rebate. It's got a good, financing rebate. And in your head, you go, well, I don't know what's going to happen with the tariffs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. And that's happening. This is just my little rant. But it's just like, I don't really understand that. It's like the truck on the lot wasn't hit with the tariffs.
Yeah, that price is the price.
Yeah, that
you
price
can go
is the price.
buy it right now. And I think we're going to see a lot of leftover 25s.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be where the deals are going to be, right? Is go pick up a leftover 25 because the tariffs might hit the 26s, It might be a big price swing because they're already here.
Yeah, and I wonder what the dealers are going to do for that because it's like they could probably get more for the 25s. Dude, I'll tell you something right now, and this is kind of far-fetched, but I could see it happening. I would not be shocked. This tariff thing, in the grand scheme of things, might be the savior
for America,
for all of these manufacturing companies when it comes to like snowmobiles, like any vehicle. And I'll tell you why. I have a feeling a lot of these companies are going to cut production majorly.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what's going to happen. Now, maybe I'm completely wrong. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But if they did that, then the dealers would then get full pop.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there's not enough out there. The used guys, all their values would go up
again.
Considerably.
Yep.
Right? And then if the economy would stay somewhat, which I'm not going to get too far into it, because if they halted all manufacturing, the economy's probably going to be in the shitter anyway.
Yeah.
But if it could stay somewhat decent and people are still buying stuff, then it's going to kind of go back to like in the auto industry, like a COVID type time.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like there's not a lot around. People are getting a lot for their used stuff. They're getting a lot for their new. It's not costing as much to go up to two model years.
Yep.
If you can find one for sticker, which
Yep.
a lot of dealers are trying to get way over sticker. But so it could really help. And in the long term of America, I think this could really help.
Yeah.
The thing that makes me nervous is the short term.
Yeah. The
Like,
right now.
The growing pains of like, and I don't run scared generally with like economy stuff, but dude, so many people do.
Oh, man.
Like they think the freaking sky's falling right now.
Definitely.
You know?
There's a lot of worried people right now, and they are holding their purse strings tight. And I mean, I think as we get older, we recognize it more, right? Like I think me and you both recognize it more now, and we're like aware of what's going on. But yeah, I agree. Like it's not something I want to control my life and what I'm doing. So it's kind of like, well, is what it is. We'll deal with it, right?
Yeah.
So,
but yeah. Anyway, okay, you want to get into Q&A?
Yep. Before we get into Q&A, this is probably going to be our last podcast kind of snowmobile topic-ish. Everybody that's listening, if you have a recommendation of some things that you would like to hear from us, some topics you'd like to hear from us, shoot them in a message to Brent or me and at cook.bros or Powderbound, and we'd be happy to discuss some topics, things like that, like actual topics, not just questions for Q&A, but like if you have a topic you'd be curious on us to talk about, we can do some research and then chat about it for sure. Otherwise, like, not sure what we're going to dive into, but we're going to keep this thing going through the summer. And we're going to chat about something. So hopefully you'll stick around, give us a shot, at least if you like the snowmobile content, and we'll keep knocking them out for you guys.
Yeah, guys, follow us on Instagram. The tags are up. It's Cook Bros and Powderbound Adventures, to kind of keep up with us this summer. Okay, you want me to dive in?
Sure, go for it.
What do you guys all do in the summer months for work? Will you still be posting on YouTube?
Well, I guess I'll jump into it first. I work for the Colorado Parks and Wildlife for the state as a heavy equipment operator. So I do that in the summertime, pretty much full time, like a lot of hours in the summertime. So it's 5 days a week, 12 to 14-hour days, just grinding away. So that keeps me pretty busy. Try to have fun on the weekends still. And that's kind of what we're going to try to do with the YouTube stuff. We weren't as consistent this winter as we'd have liked to have been with videos.
Yeah.
But I think this summer we're definitely going to pump a few videos out. Don't know what our consistency is going to look like yet, but we are keeping our toes into it and gonna try to keep some videos coming for everybody for sure.
Yeah.
Some new content.
Yeah. What do you do in the summer months for work? So in the summer months, well, year round, actually, I work at a car dealership, and in the summer, this summer, I'm going back to 6 days a week. So it's like AJ said, we're trying to be consistent with the videos, but he's gone all the time out of town. I'm working 6 days. So we try our best.
But we do have some good ideas of some videos that hopefully you guys would really like. We got Brad that's into like cars and car racing and stuff like that. Marcus is really big into demo derby, so we're trying to get some plans out that way. And then
hunting.
Me and Brent are into hunting and side-by-siding and boating and stuff like that. Yeah. So, we're just going to try to take you along with what we do and, try to make videos of that for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Mr. Brent, what caliber rifle do you think you'll use while deer hunting? From your dad.
I figured so.
I'm saying 300 Win Mag, but I'm probably not even going to get a deer tag. I hope I do.
After talking with you now, what you put in for, I hope you do, but I don't think you have a lot of hope in that.
Yeah. I put in for Unit 10 late season. Let's go, baby.
With a whopping 2 points.
Yeah, you're telling me there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Yeah, 300 Win Mag. That's my hunting rifle.
I like it. You don't even have to hit him with a Win Mag, 300 Win Mag. It'll just blow him over if you get close, at least.
Yeah. I like how that gun's set up. So that's what I would use if I get a tag. I'm trying to get leftover.
Yeah.
Try to hunt out somewhere.
Hopefully we can get you on a deer tag for sure.
Yeah. If someone wanted to come out and explore the UTV world, where's good places in Colorado? That's a good question. We
have some amazing UTVing around here. If you come later summer, we have National Forest that has amazing trails. And
he's saying later season because there's
snow till like July. Yeah. So come like late July if you want to do like National Forest stuff. If you want like just some like wide open BLM country, that's even open like riding right now. So
yeah, we rode that like a month ago.
Yeah,
and it was dry out there.
And we have a lot of that just west of Craig here, like millions of acres.
It's called Sandwash.
Yep. So we have a lot right here out of Craig. Craig is a great destination for recreating in general. Like we have amazing hunting, we have amazing side-by-siding, dirt biking, four-wheeling, whatever.
Fishing.
Definitely look up Craig, Moffat County. really a great place in Colorado.
Yeah. The whole Western Slope has good UTV.
Even like Grand Junction has amazing
Junction
stuff.
has killer stuff. South of Junction.
Vernal has really good stuff in Utah right there. Just across the border. Like,
and obviously the Mac Daddy is Moab.
Yeah.
I mean,
but Moab's a stretch for a lot of people. It's a push. But honestly, like we don't have like a lot of rock climbing and rock stuff like Moab, but we have a lot of trails, like a ton of side-by-side trails around here.
Yeah. Beautiful trails.
Yeah, real pretty.
Yep. Get up in the high elevation in July and it's not 95 degrees.
Yeah.
The bugs might get to
bugs
you.
Will get bring the bug spray for sure.
What exactly is VOHK? So VOHK is Eric owns Alpine Motorsports, which is a more of a traditional dealership, and then VOHK is the branch of the performance stuff for sleds. So tuning, clutching, basically everything performance. They'll do monster builds all the way to putting clutch suspension on stuff, clutch kits. Yeah. So the way that I think of VOHK is kind of like the Brandt built thing in a way, except they're providing their own product when it comes to tuning and clutching.
He does his own clutching. He does his own tuning. He develops everything himself and then puts that into buggies from there. Yeah. And like you said, he's in Kremlin, Colorado. Yep. So he tests in the elevation for Colorado specifically. I think he can set things up pretty much for anywhere, though, in the West really good with his knowledge base. But yeah, it's his own weights. It's his own springs. He has aftermarket bumpers now as well that are VOHK. And yeah, it's just a branch off of his dealership. It gets him away from being tied to like Polaris specific things and stuff like that. So he can explore the aftermarket world in his own way. Yeah. But very good products. Eric's a genius when it comes to this stuff. He's, Kosturki's running VOHK stuff now. Brandt has run VOHK stuff. It's just great stuff that's actually tested, that has support, behind it, and stuff that, in my opinion, you can't get anywhere else that actually works. You can get it other places, but it doesn't really work. Okay, not throwing shade at anybody. Yeah, damn, Brent.
What does your summer hobbies look like? What would you say, Adge?
I'm big into boating.
Yeah, you are.
We have a boat on a lake that we slip at, so we go there a lot. Have a wakeboard boat that we go surf and stuff with. And then my parents have a cabin as well that we like to go to. So between the boating and the cabin, that's our primary stuff to do in the summertime.
And work.
Well, I should say my primary thing is work. Then I like to do those things when I can. I have a side-by-side. Currently have it for sale, though, because the wife is not a fan.
Really?
Yeah, not a fan.
What is it that she doesn't like about it?
When the cow poop flew off the tire and hit her in the face twice, that's when she said we're selling it.
Oh,
so
that makes sense.
She was done. She gave it a good 2-year run, and then decided that was enough.
Did you guys go a lot?
No.
Okay.
No. I think we probably got about 600 miles under our belt.
Gotcha.
But not a ton, but yeah, it's just not her thing. And since she doesn't enjoy it, I don't really enjoy it. And it's we'll just get out of it then. So.
Dude, I feel like if you came out in that Razor, you'd enjoy it.
I enjoy it, but yeah, it's just not
your primary.
It's not my primary thing. Yeah. I don't like being dirty. That's Prissy saying, but I don't like being dirty. I love the lake. It's clean.
Yeah.
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 No dust. Amazing.
Yeah, mine's, other than work, is probably side by side of a Razor, and then a lot of the summertime will be just doing more laid back stuff like fires on the mountain and stuff like that. And then once we get probably around July, we will start to prep with quotes for hunting season. Yeah. So we'll start getting guns out, shooting bows.
You've never shot your bow in July.
I think. Well, when was it? Yeah, no, we did, because we went to.
You went to that shoot.
Yeah, that shoot.
Yeah,
I shot it actually a lot in the early summer, and then less. I try to shoot the
hunt
bow
season.
quite a bit. My bow was pretty dialed last year. But who cares?
Not when you don't have anything to shoot at. It's fine.
Yeah. What do you guys do for work? We kind of already answered that. Will you still make sick vids in the summer? That's the goal.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
We are like, it's extremely hard, especially with our schedules, making things line up, getting somebody to go with us to help hold the camera. Like, it's so much. Like, not that you guys care to hear about that, but like, it is a struggle, and it's like extremely hard. So when we lose the guys, like losing Marcus and stuff, like it makes it more challenging. But the goal is to, yes, we are going to try hard. We kind of, like, me and Brent gave each other a commitment for a year of like really buckling down, doing our best.
And we haven't done
our best by any means, but we are doing better this year than we did last year. And that's all we can say is we are making an attempt. And that is the goal, is we want some summer content. Like, we want to broaden what we do and not have the drop off.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, I think so many people, like conversations I've had with people, I guess on Instagram, it's like, bro, you guys do understand, like, we're normal dudes that have jobs. Like, a lot of people, like, I think on Instagram, it's like on cook.bros post so much that they think that we're like, we don't work.
Yeah.
Like, this is just our full-time thing.
But you do that on your lunch break.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you edit when you have time. It's hard. Like, it's hard. Really hard. And unfortunately, like, summertime's kind of when we both have to like really buckle down. I mean, you kind of buckle down all the time. It feels like, but I mean, like, this is like, I have to buckle down and make my money in the summertime. Like, I have to, because love to say Powderbound makes money, but being a new business and getting started, like most people know, like, it's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
So
When it comes to making videos, I'm going to throw this out there. If you are a filmer and you know how to run a camera and you're into this kind of stuff, you can ride a sled, you like to do anything that we do, side-by-sides, hunt, anything, we are looking for a filmer. And
it wouldn't be all the time.
No.
It would be like we'd set dates and have you like come in and work those dates.
It's paid. Like, we will pay, but the pay is going to be based on like how good you are. Like,
skill level.
Yeah. Okay.
And we just like, we need a filmer that can stand behind the camera and catch what we're doing, because we miss so many of our funny moments and our like banter moments, and that's what we really want to capture. So we need someone that can do settings, someone that can actually keep the camera steady and, you know, keep focused on their role, not trying to jump in the video.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, as much as I'd like to, I'd love to go full time. And part time in the winter is great, but we could definitely swing it and do it full time and try to grow it, but we have a lot of, I don't know, commitments.
Yeah. We all both have lives, and
yeah,
it's hard.
Favorite and least favorite part about the sport, and why, and when will bro switch to players? I'm guessing he's talking about you, because me and Brad are already on players.
Yeah. Never. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I'm a floater, man. I go where the better option is, and right now I'm pretty stoked with the Ski-Doo, so you will not see me on a Polaris
until 9R boost.
Until next year, maybe. We'll see. You know, no. I'll be on a Ski-Doo again next year. I'm so pleased with how mine went this year. I couldn't go away from that right now, because I put 2,005 miles on that sled, and the only problems I had was the last ride I rode it, and that was self-induced 100%. So absolutely no flaws with that Ski-Doo. And you're going to see me on a Ski-Doo again next year, because it just keeps going. Yeah. Unlike our two buddies that are on Polaris that had issues this winter.
I didn't have any. What was my issue?
I remember replacing a track on a sled.
Oh, well, shit.
I also remember...
Do you remember the bolt backing out of the rail?
Yeah, I also remember some tuning things that some mega bogs that happened a couple times that were very frustrating.
I told you that I was in the wrong fuel setting on 7S. Dude, after that, nothing.
Once again, the Ski-Doo just...
That was my fault.
All day, every day.
That was my fault, though. Favorite and least favorite part about the sport, and switch to Polaris. So I'm on Polaris. Favorite part about the sport are those 1 out of 50 days where the snow is epic. everyone's pumped up, the sun's out, and the content is good. That's my favorite. My least favorite is fixing sleds and trailer, like taking them to the mountain every day and unloading them.
Yeah.
I want a cabin up where I can just ride from my place.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I guess my favorite is every day. I love snowmobiles. I love riding. When I reflect on a season like right now, I love every day.
But what's your favorite?
Probably more like just having the guys and like a good time. Like even like doesn't need good snow, doesn't need like huge jump, doesn't need like anything particular. Like when just us guys are up there just having a good time, having fun. Like those are my best days that I look on now. Like that's a dang good time. Like everybody's just having a time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad days are always the breakdowns. When we're dragging stuff out, it's rough. Like I don't enjoy that at all.
Yeah. Latest you've ever rode, what month?
I think May. I've hit May.
I think I hit early June 2 winters ago.
Gotcha. Wow. That's pretty good.
Wasn't really a ride. I mean, I went up there and rode around, but
yeah.
Do you have any questions you want to?
I have some.
Okay. Do you want to maybe ask one and then we'll jump into yours on the next one?
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Do you have one that you in particular that you want to dive into real quick?
I'll just ask this one. If you have a throttle flipper that's broken, do you recommend JB welding it?
Shut up, Marcus. God.
No, it wasn't Marcus.
Yeah, it was.
No, it
Scott?
wasn't. No. Yeah, I'll show you. I don't want to say the name, but it's a random person. So.
Oh my God.
I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of experience in this topic, so I want you to answer that.
Oh, I have quite a bit of experience in this particular environment when it comes to JB Weld. I'll tell you this. All right. I've had 2 broken throttles, on the 146 and the 155.
Yeah.
Okay. And my 155 before I had those 2. Broke throttles. Okay. JB welded them. Never had to do anything else. They were completely fine for the rest of the time.
No way.
On God. Go look at my...
I know it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. Look at the 146.
Yeah.
That's been there for 2 years.
I gave this guy a throttle flipper too, and he still didn't replace it.
JB Weld, baby. Cost effective. We're looking for a sponsor, and JB Weld would be one hell of a
JB Weld might be
sponsor.
it.
Yeah.
If you're interested in the podcast.
That's my mechanical knowledge is JB Weld.
So 10 out of 10 recommend the JB Weld on the throttle flipper.
100%.
Nice.
The only thing you got to be careful of is getting it too thick on the inside of the throttle where like I love how I actually knows this or know about this. Where the bar is on, that's what I'm saying, on the inside towards the bar, you can't get it too thick. I recommend 2 to 3 coats. You're fine.
Good to go.
And preferably don't use the tan color, but that's what I always have laying around. So all my JB Weld is tan.
Get the black
on black plastic.
Oh, goodness.
Well,
hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah. So that's the pod for today. We got to get out of here. We will continue AJ's questions next pod. Sorry if you guys were listening and we didn't get to it. We're running out of memory card space here. So until next time, let her eat. Let us know the topics you want and keep up with us on Instagram. Thank you for watching, and let's ride.
See ya.